I can stick my fingers in here. I could use both fingers. Crystal clean. Watch out for that tree. Oh, FPV action, boys. You'll be fine. Like, wow. It's doing a great job. Remember the original DroneMask? Well, guess what? We've got the DroneMask 2. Yes, there is a second version that's out and it's available now. This is a pre-production model, so there are a few things that you will see here that will not be the same. The logo that you see here might be a different logo when you get yours. Your packaging might look newer and cooler. This, you will be getting a new pouch. This is just the pre-production model. So you don't have to go running around looking for cables. So this can go into your DJI controller, your stock controller, and this to your iPhone. So they've provided you with all the cables, and they've even provided you with an adapter in case you've got one of those older phones. This is the manual, pretty similar to the original manual. Of course, yours will be updated and you have more information in it. Let's see what's inside. Yay. What's the difference between this, you ask, and the other one? Well, here you go. It has an input sleeve, so you can push your fingers right in here, tap tap tap, put your fingers in this side, tap tap tap, and change whatever you want, and this will close up back and prevent the light from bleeding in. The zipper, whoop, clip your phone in here like this, plug it in right there, close it up, zipper up, closes up nice and snug to prevent no light from leaking in. You can adjust by unlocking it, and with the unlock you slide it back and forward to adjust different focal lengths depending on what phone you have. Oh, this one is even more immersive and huge. I like it. There is no light bleeding in, so this is actually awesome. All right, let's get this out in the field, get up to the Mavic 3 Classic, and let's see what this thing can do. Mavic 3 and DroneMask in effect. Let's see how this works. I don't actually have to unzip this thing just to screen record. I can stick my fingers in here somewhere. Finger sticky in here. 3, 2, 1, bang. We should be recording and synced up. Crystal clean image going on over here. Now my mask is a little tight. Let me stretch it out a little bit. And this mask is tight. It feels good. You pull it back and forth to focus. Oh my gosh, what a beautiful focus. And I've got my RC Pro. I am immersed. Wow, I am fully immersed. Like, this Mavic has all the sensors and it has the APAS and everything. And you're seeing exactly what I'm seeing. So, yep. Could you imagine giving a client this? Because I can see in my DroneMask and I can also see on my RC Pro. So I have visual on both, which is just sick. Nice. That's the beauty of the Mavic, guys. Well, not uncrashable, but hard to crash, right? So yeah, I should be fine here. I'm gonna go off between these trees over here. Don't crash, Mavic, just got you. I'm gonna go in scenic mode so it can go nice and slow while I'm taking these chances. That's insane. Insane. Look down, look up. It's beauty with the Mavic, right? You got that obstacle avoidance sensors in your life. Of course, always make sure you have your spotter. I have my spotter step out there, so you should always have a spotter with you when you're flying. But this is so nice, right? This is what you get the Mavic 3 for, right? These nice close proximity, kind of like what you would use the Skydio for. It's got the sensors all around and stuff. If you haven't seen that video, check the link up here. Why am I taking my hands off the sticks? I don't know. Now, that's not good enough for me. Let's come out of cine mode, come up a little higher. I want to do some FPV in my life. So I'm going to come over to my controller over here, hit the 3 dots at the top right, go into controls and look for FPV mode. When it says gimbal mode, you select your FPV mode. Bang. All of a sudden, I've got myself a DJI Avata. Getting that FPV experience that you would have with an FPV drone of sorts. So let's give it a little cruise. There we go. Wow. Wow. Don't want to piss these birds off too much, but yeah, there's your Avata. Here's your FPV Avata-like type flight. Wow. There we go. You need some FPV in your life? Here we go. Wow. And the sensors work the same way, because all you're doing basically is just sticking the camera or locking the camera into one position. But the sensors still work. The drone still flies the same way. You're just really locking the camera so you can get some FPV footage, which I am trying to get right now. And I should be hitting record. I don't want to know why I'm not. Now I went high. I didn't do that. The drone pushed me up to avoid whatever was on there. So this is probably one of the best ways to fly and learn FPV. Now that you have the sensors and stuff, just don't go into sports mode. If you're going to sports mode, I'm not responsible when shit goes bang. But as long as you stay like this, you'll be fine. Like, wow, it's doing a great job. As a matter of fact, it's doing a phenomenal job. Wow, you got some FPV footage. The Mini would actually be the best thing for this, the Mini 3, but I wish the Mini 3 had, you know, the sensor capability like this, that you could just push it and fly FPV like really low and not have to worry about crashing or anything like that, as you can see me doing right now. I'm just enjoying this FPV flight. Lovely. Whoa, I was close. Watch out for that tree. Very good, very good. Look at that, nice. Look at that, want some Avata? Oh, FPV action, boy. And if I want to change settings in the drone, all I have to do is pop my mask up for a second, hit the 3 dots up here, take it out of FPV mode, go back in follow mode, and then land my drone. It's that simple. Now, this time we'll do it a little bit different. I've got the Autel Lite Plus. Yes, this drone comes in white. I've got the Lite Plus drone, and I've got the Autel Lite Plus controller, and this has a USB-C out. So what I'll do is I'll pop this cable with the USB-C out, boom, into the back of the Autel controller, and I'll take my drone mask. This is probably the one and only time you need to zip it open. Zip it open like so. I've got my phone in here, and just plug the other end of the cable. Yes, you're gonna have a cable attached to you, but that's okay. It comes with the cable, and pop it into the phone. That's it. I don't even need to unlock my phone, fiddle and all that. No, I can unlock while this is closed up. Just close it up to kind of like pin the cable in. Boom. The rest can be done. I'll show you. And this will also work for your standard DJI controller, like your RCN1. I think it's the RCN1. I think it's called the original, the DJI controller. The stock one that works with all the DJI drones, or at least all the newer ones, right? So we're hooked up, and now I'm gonna start the screen recording. So you think, oh, I've gotta unzip the mask and take it off my face and all that. No, you don't have to do nothing, right? So like I can tap on my screen. Let me show you. Let me screen record first so you can screen. See, 3, 2, 1, go. Now the audio is supposed to sync, sync, sync. Now I'll stick my fingers inside and show you, right? I could use both fingers. I could 2x zoom, right, if I want, but I can't see anything because my settings. Normally you'll have to take the other mask out, unzip it. No, this, no. You just stick your finger in and hit, go from pro to auto. There you go. Auto is going to bring the image to life or whatever, right? If this is in your control settings, that's my screen record. Just move it around, move it up or out of the way or whatever, right? There you go. So I'm in shoot mode. I'm ready to go. I got my ISO. I can adjust everything if I want. I could adjust my ISO, whatever I want. Just the tap of a button. I can come over here with my other finger and adjust the maps if I want. This is pretty darn cool. So the whole goal here is that you never have to unzip this thing except for when you're setting it up initially. And while you're flying, you must have full control with both fingers to titivate, change settings, go between modes, and do whatever you want to do without having to take the goggles off. So this is super cool. I'm all set up. My cable's hooked up. There we go. Up, up, and away. Early o'clock. I'm trying to get away from these birds. All right. I don't like smooth. I like standard mode. Now, I didn't have to change it on my controller. I have that button customized. But if I wanted, I could have just stuck my finger in and tapped ludicrous, tap smooth, tap standard. I could go to the Autel menu I can get back, I can come over here and press start. That's super cool. Now, that's insane, right? So I have full, complete touch control. And then, of course, your controller is going to have some manual buttons, right? If I want to take a photo, I just snap the photo button right there on the screen. Boom. I just took a photo. If I want to switch it between photo and video, there you go. I got everything at my touch response right there. That's insane. Now let's say you see this and you're like, oh, I want to switch to log, right? I want to do something professional with log. Go to settings. At the top over here, you hit the little settings bar and you turn on log. Now you got yourself some log in your life, right? Nice flat color profile. I'm not going to use log though. I'm going to take that off and come back to the standard thing. You can zoom by just tapping the button on the screen. 4x zoom if you want. Oh my gosh, 4x zoom is not bad. 2x zoom, 1x zoom, and pretty much you have full control and interface, right? Just make sure your hands are clean. You don't want to smudge your phone. And now I should be able to do the same FPV thing. Whether you want to do FPV mode with an Autel, why? That's up to you. This doesn't have the full sensor, so you really need to be careful. You can fly an FPV if the sun is really hot, you're outside there in the heat, and you don't want the sun to be like you can't see on your phone screen or on your tablet screen. You pop this on and you have full visual. And as you could see, you never have to take off the goggles. This is pretty cool at its price point, right? DJI hasn't made a goggle since who knows when, so this is probably not only your best, but your only option if you want to experience FPV. There we go. And we're gonna land. Beautiful. Let's head back to the studio. We'll talk about compatibility, how to make things work, depending on what drone and controller combination you fly, and then we'll wrap things up from there. Let's talk about controllers and compatibility with the DroneMask 2. This DroneMask will work with the Skydio 2 because it has a USB-C cable out to your phone, which will be in the DroneMask, so that's no issue at all. Any controller that works with a cable, then you're guaranteed to work with the DroneMask. Now, you're probably saying, well, I saw you flying without wires. You were flying wirelessly, and you were using the RC Pro to fly the Classic. Well, yes, that's because I couldn't find my stock controller. I had like 4 or 5 of those things laying around and I don't know where it went. So that brings me to my next point. Yes, it works with the stock controller like what you see on your screen here, because that also has a cable out, and that will work with any one of these drones and the DroneMask. So your stock controller for your DJI drones is good to go. You saw me flying the DroneMask with this. Yes, you can fly the DroneMask with the DJI RC Pro if you have one. But here's how I did it. This controller has a HDMI out. So I simply hook the HDMI out just like this. I plug it in, boom, to a wireless module. This is called the DJI Raven Eye. Yes, DJI makes a lot of products, including the camera that I'm filming on right now, the DJI Pocket 2. They also make this product called the Raven Eye, and this is a wireless transmitter that will transmit what you see on your screen wirelessly to your phone. So all I had to do is put my phone in the DroneMask, and I'm pretty much transmitting what's on my screen to my phone without any wires. So yes, you can use the DroneMask with the RC Pro or any controller that has a HDMI out, because Autel is coming out with a new controller for this that also has an HDMI out. So as long as you have a wireless module, you can send that signal to your phone and put the phone in your DroneMask. Now, catch 22, even though you can transmit the video wirelessly, you still don't have that touch interface when you're doing wireless transmission. So if you need to change any settings or anything, you'll still need to raise up the DroneMask and touch here to change your settings, pull down your DroneMask and continue flying. But at least you don't have any wires. Whereas these ones that have wires that attach to your phone through the DroneMask, you can stick your finger in the cool little pocket right here and change whatever settings you need. So ain't that cool? So yeah, there's a disadvantage to using this. But if you recently bought into one of these controllers, unfortunately, there's no sort of compatibility ever, because I tried both USB-Cs to give a video out to my phone, and unfortunately it didn't work. And on top of that, this controller does not have an HDMI out, so this controller will not work with the DroneMask. I hope that clarifies and answers all your questions concerning this new DroneMask 2, which I really love, and it's going to be going everywhere with me because I can either get a wireless signal or I can have a stock controller that I can hook up and fly without having the sun bother me and still have full touch control. So this is nice. If you compare this to other products that are on the market, DJI has not made a goggles in years that works with the Mavics and the Autels and Skydios and stuff like that, and even theirs is kind of quirky and doesn't really work with all the drones. It only works with theirs. It's bigger, it's heavier. Yes, you get a nice image, but you also get a sweet image out of this because of the way they built the lens. When you look at what you can get in terms of value out of this and what else is on the market, I would definitely say it's worth the price, especially if you don't have an Avata, you don't plan on purchasing a DJI Avata or buying a DJI FPV or building a FPV drone. This will be your cheapest entry and experience into the world of FPV. All right, with that being said, make sure you give this video a huge thumbs up. Make sure you hit like, subscribe, and all the fun stuff, and I will catch you guys, well, whenever I can. Make sure you become a Patreon, guys. Big benefits to Patreon. Get direct access to me. Any questions? I'm right here on Patreon. Support this channel, and there's benefits. Last Mini 2 went all the way to the UK.